A college kid. All right. How do you do number one? Let's start with Josie.
Just a greater than or equal to.
Right. Not less than 8 means it means the opposite. So the opposite is greater than or equal to. We talked about your words. You have to know how to do that. Write things down. Rude. Oh my gosh.
Rolled your eyes.
I did because you made a comment inappropriately. So the timing was way off. I don't know, it was just way off. It was during the moment of silence. Number 2. How do you rewrite a number that's negative without the absolute value to make it positive? Blake? Okay, so if I put a number in, say -5, -10, how do I make sure it comes out positive? Yeah? Well, I only want to rewrite it once. I've only got one answer down there. Which one of those work? B? Okay. Yeah, because if it's negative, you take the opposite of it to make it positive, so the answer would be 3. So in this case, you take the opposite of 2 plus x, and you get -2 minus x. That way, if you let x equal -5, it does come out to be a positive 3, so it works. Okay? I tell us all the time, if you're not sure, just pick a number for x. Say -10. Is that positive? No, it's not. Is this positive? Yes, it is. Okay? Pick a number for the variable and see if it works. Is this positive? No. Is this one? No. Is this one? Yes, it is, but it's not the same value. Okay? This one would be, let's see, an 8. This one would be a -12 or positive 12. So it's not the same value, but it is positive. Okay? Number 3. Marissa, what do you think? What do you think? Is this equal to or not equal to? Why not? If what? Right. If you get rid of all the 1s or L's, you're left with B plus C, not B plus LC. Nice. Number 4. Stephen, how do you type this on the calculator? Yeah, which buttons do you hit? Do you remember?
Second square root.
Okay, second square root. Good. Some of you just got the calculator last week, so it's a good problem to practice on. Second square root. And then what did you say? Math, number, absolute value. Is somebody mumbling over here? Good. 8. I think they were. 0.55 minus 1.33. Remember, I can use this fancy little symbol of E if I want for times 10 to the 4th. I don't have to. Close it off, plus, or I can use the caret and close off the radical. Some of your calculators give you the long radical, and some don't. So, yeah? That's right above the, my calculator's right above the comma. Is it? And now they wrote their answer in scientific notation, so that's 3.367 times 10 to the second. Nice! You don't need it. You can use caret. Try by the comma. You have to hit second, and then comma. You didn't find it? It's in the middle of the calculator. There you go. Good. All right. So, did you get it? Fantastic. Number 5. Sherry, do you know how to type this one in the calculator? Okay. Little Princey's thingies. Negative 0.008. Okay? You need parentheses, 2 divided by 3. Because the whole thing is the exponent. Math, frac. On some calculators, you're right, you don't need to. On some, you do. Okay? Don't forget the parentheses around the 2/3, 1/25. So that's the answer for right here. And which one of the selections is that, Sherry? It is C. All right? All right, Larissa, how do you do number 6?
Number 6. Ow. Wait.
Quiet, please. Huh?
I wrote it out, and then I multiplied 8 and 7, got 6, and then I added the exponents, which is x to 11.
Yeah.
X 18.
Right.
Equals 6 over x 7.
Very good. And which one is that? E. All you do is just multiply it out, add exponents. Down here, you multiply the exponents. Okay? Number 7. How do you simplify the expression? Aha! Guess whose turn it is? In the back. All right, you're up. Number 7.
You multiply, so the exponents with an A.
Yeah? Yeah. So 10 to the 4th, A to the 12th, B to the 36th. Good. Now what about on the next round?
Do the same thing.
Would that negative turn into a positive? Yeah, because you're squaring it. So that's A to the 12th, 5 squared, B to the 14th. So you take the exponents, you multiply it through, since you're raising it and there's only one base. And now you've gotten rid of that, so when you multiply or divide, you can now add or subtract exponents. Remember, you can think of this as over 1 if you like. So do you know what 10 to the 4th divided by 5 squared would be? I don't know. 10 to the 4th divided by 5 squared. Oops. 5 squared. All right, so when you combine those, that becomes 400. What about, you got A to the 12th times A to the 12th. What's that going to be? A to the 24th. And B to the 36th divided by B to the 14th is? B. You would. So it should be B to the 22nd. And that's going to be option C.
You could have just guessed C right away. There's only positive.
Right, if you didn't make a numerical mistake. Okay? It's always good to go all the way through just in case you did make one mistake and come out with exponents different than coefficient. So you know you made a mistake somewhere. How do you simplify the radical involving polynomials and bases? 8 one. How do you do this one? Okay. X to the 8th, 64, y to the 6th. And how do you account for the square root? How do you do the square root? Like that? Okay, now how do you take the square root of all that? You know the square root of 64. Yeah, you take the square root of each one. So the square root of 64 is 8. What's the square root of y to the 6th? Is it to the 2 or to the 3rd? third. And the last one's going to be x to the fourth. Now, another way of looking at that, remember the 64, that's pretty easy. The square root of that's pretty easy. But the square root is also a half exponent, x to the 8th. Don't forget you can also do a half, and then you just multiply and you get the same answer. Okay, nicely done. And that one was which one? Letter B? D? Okay. How do you multiply the binomial out? What do you get for that one? Chelsea? Okay, yeah, you just FOIL it and combine like terms. No magic here. I think I'm going to rewrite this test. It's too easy.
No, it's perfectly fine. Let's keep it just like this.
No, I think it's too easy.
No, it's really
Oh, I don't think so.
I believe it does.
I don't think so. So that would be a D. There should be solutions on the last page of this document. I don't know if there are any mistakes, but there might be. If you do have some, let me know.
Mine should be
Wait,
A.
yeah.
That's not right.
Nice. Plus 28x. Hey, I got my calligraphy thing back. That's odd. Okay. Yeah. Number 10. How do you do that one? Austin McCoy. Yeah, get common denominator. Common denominator. We're going to multiply the first one by. Ooh, somebody's in a snappy mood.
Yeah, Marissa. Austin never gets
Quiet. It's okay. Quiet. All we have to do now is multiply this, and you get u times 11u plus 1 over u times 11u plus 1. This one you're just going to multiply by 11u plus 1, right?
It's actually you.
Well, the common denominator.
Oh.
Okay? So the common denominator is going to be 11u plus 1 times the u. So in the first term, I have 11u times 11u plus 1. The second one, I have 2 times 11u plus 1. And the last one, I have, well, it's just going to be 2u squared. It's nothing difficult. It just takes a little bit of time to multiply it out.
On the first one, where you have 11u, and then substitute 11u plus 1.
Right.
Wouldn't you multiply the 11?
Yeah, you would. You multiply it out.
But, I mean,
So you have 121u squared plus 11u.
But like, since in your problem you have 11, wouldn't you multiply, since you multiply the 11 by the u?
I multiply these two terms first. You can only multiply once.
Oh.
Okay? This one is plus 22u plus 2 plus 2u squared all over 11u plus 1 times u. That's pretty obvious which one's going to be the right answer, doesn't it? Which one did you come up with, Austin?
B? No. C.
Yeah, I think it is C, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anybody else come up with C? Well, because you got this one, then you got finally the constant.
Yes.
Okay. Good. Nicely done. Katie, how you do 11? Of which one? The denominator. The square root of t plus 9. Square root of t plus 9. And when you multiply that, a lot of people picked to conjugate the numerator on the practice test last time we went through this. Now you just FOIL it. T plus 9 root t plus 9 root t plus 81 over t minus 81. My advice is to get here quickly and get started with a blank sheet of paper and a pencil and a calculator. Blank sheet of paper, pencil, calculator. I know somebody will walk in, forget the calculator, forget a blank sheet of paper, and forget a pencil. Okay? But try to remember those things. You can get started earlier for your test. How many questions do you think are going to be in an actual test? 25?
25? That's it?
Yeah, how many are on the practice test? There you go. It's the name practice test. Well, there's a way to prevent that. It is D. How do you express this as a sum of terms where the AXR is a rational number? What do the directions mean for that one? Alex. Oh, well, 12.
Where did you get the R from? Oh, wait.
Size.
Wait,
2.
you would distribute the squares, I mean.
Yeah. So x squared plus 8. X squared plus 8. All over x to the 5th. Yeah, x to the 4th plus 16x squared plus 64 all over x to the 5th. Now, how do you write it like the answers? It's your question.
Can you, like, simplify the x to the 4th and x to the 5th?
Yeah, you have to break them up into individual terms. Instead of one long fraction bar, you use 3 small fraction bars. And you write it with out a denominator. So you subtract everything. X to the 4th divided by x to the 5th. X to the negative 1. I think you get the idea now. What's 2 minus 5? Yep, 16x to negative 3. And then 64x to negative 5. Which choice is that? Did you find it yet? A? Okay. A it is. Any questions? Good. Krista, number 13, how'd you do that one? Yeah. And just combine. Oh, I was watching football on Saturday. Guess what? They were talking about going big. I said, I do the same thing. I go big first. Every time I saw it. They must have been talking about math is all I could figure out. No, there's all these connections that people don't see. Just because it's right in front of them. They just don't see it. They don't have, the right specs on to see that stuff. So, going big. Another sigh from the... Is that what you got, Chris? Nice. Simple little linear problem to solve. This one was missed by quite a few people, actually, last time, number 14. That's why I'm glad Logan gets to do it for us. What do you mean do that? Did you already do it? Did you already do it? Okay, x squared plus 8x plus 16 plus 5 equals x squared minus 6x plus 9. It's all right.
I just did x squared plus 16.
Yeah, with the binomial theorem, there's going to be in row 3, there's going to be 3 terms. Mm-hmm. 8x plus 21, negative 6x plus 9. Now you go big, and you're in great shape. Math is so relaxing first thing in the morning. Oh yeah, it's a lot better than doing yoga at the beach.
Wakes me up a little bit.
Yeah, gets the day going. Yeah, a little bit. I'm a little worried though. Is it? Because I don't see anything that has negative 12 over 14. I hope Logan didn't do it wrong. Ooh, nice. That's easy. Oh, 15's Courtney's turn.
Wait, how'd you get B? Oh, 5 minutes. Simplify it.
Yep. How you do this one, Courtney? That's why Courtney's going to answer the question. Solve for D.
You're smart, Courtney.
Sure, we can do that. Multiply this one by S over D, S over D. This one by HD, HD, and this one by HS.
What?
Isn't the common denominator all three multiplied together?
Yeah.
Well, see, this one already has an H, so it needs an S and a D to go with it. This one has an S, it needs an H and a D, and D, H, and S. So we got SD equals HD plus HS. Always said this like 3 times in the first chapter. If you have something, if you have denominators the same on both sides, what do you know about the numerators?
They're equal to each other.
They have to be equal to each other. So this means that you can just say SD equals HD plus HS. How do you get D by itself? Oh, contraire. You have to go big. You have to get all the variables on the same side. Well, we did it up here. Every time we had variables on 2 different sides, we went big and got them on the same side. There's 2 D's, aren't there? There's a D here and a D here. Yeah, go big. Yeah, SD minus HD equals HS. Now, how do you get the X by itself?
Divided by S and E.
Nope.
Negative HS.
Nope. Oh my
Add
God.
H.
Nope. Factor. S minus H. HS. And then divide it. Since you can't combine the like terms or the coefficients, you have to factor out the variable. I'm not sure which option that is, but I hope it's one of them. Is it?
Wait, I didn't finish yet.
You can finish on your own. You got skills.
What I got?
You got what? This?
X and E.
Fantastic. All right. Number 16. Cole, what'd you get? Okay, Cole, how would you do it? You can. And what do you get? Okay? Positive or negative? Why positive or negative? Okay, well, for one, you know there has to be 2 solutions. For 2, if you were to factor this out, 36x squared minus 49 equals 0. 6x minus 7, you get this factor. You get conjugate factors. Some people played the lazy song and went to the quadratic program. They typed in 36, 0, and then they typed in negative 49. And then I went to math and Pract and got negative 7.6, so I knew the other one was positive 7.6. Okay? But I like this approach. As long as you remember the plus and the minus, because look down here, option E, that'll cost you 2 points. There's no pity points on this test. It's right or wrong. I know. Ooh, Calculus got plenty of pity points on their quiz. 17! Who am I left with to choose from? Josie? All right, Josie, 17. Great. How do you do this one? You mean multiply it out? Sure, you can do that. 48 minus 40t plus 54i minus 45.
That's 9.
I's have it. I and I squared. Oh, remember I is equal to the square root of negative 1. I squared is equal to negative 1. I cubed negative I. I to the fourth is 1.
So it's negative I. No, it's negative 1.
Negative 1. So you have 48 plus 14i minus 45 times negative 1. 45 and 48 make 93, 14i, which is B. I could have sworn somebody just said A. Not you. See how easy it is to complete this test in the time required? We ain't even gotten after it very hard. During the announcements, remember, if you're going to stand for the pledge, you need to cover your test. Oh, do you remember how to do this one?
Yeah, you take a 4.
You gotta take a 4 out.
I did a
And I
Yeah.
4 is 1.
Yeah. Any multiple 4 is 1. So I the first is equal to what? I the first is just equal to I, isn't it? So it equals 1 times I.
I, isn't it?
It is.
How- what?
It is. The pirate question. The pirate question. Sure. I always break this down to multiples of 4. Because I to the fourth equals 1, so any multiple of 4 is going to equal 1. So I have a 45 right here. So I did 44 and 1 because I add exponents when you multiply the same base. So the first one turns into 1. Second one is I. If you do this strategy, you always have a 1 times I, or you'll have a 1 times I squared, or you'll have a 1 times I cubed. Always. It's always going to be one of those 3. And in this case, it turns out to be just I. Okay? Fantastic. Number 19. Who's that? Josie? I forgot. Oh! It was Blake. It was Blake. Blake's up again. Arguably one of the most difficult questions of the entire year right now in front of you. How would you do this on the test? Yeah, you can if you're in the complex fraction mode.
How do you do that?
Negative 4 plus 6. Where's the I button at?
Here's the decimal.
Second decimal. Divided by, how do you know if you're not in this mode? You'll get an error message. No, for me it doesn't. I just fractionalized it.
Oh, me too.
46.
Math frac.
Hard. Wait, how do you, what do you do again?
You need to be in, the mode button's up here at the top. Right here, you need to be in complex A plus BI mode.
Is it B?
Is it?
It's B.
All right, if you forget that move,
B. We have B, B, B.
if you forget that move, you can multiply by the conjugate. Okay? And don't come ask me questions, I'll be busy. Enjoying my snack. Wednesday, I'll have a snack. Maybe
I know the
pizza.
answer to number 20.
Wait a minute. I haven't got the answer for number 19 yet. Is there one?
Yeah, it's B.
B. That's so weird. Haven't we had a lot of B's?
That's what I just.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you.
Okay, I found number 20.
How'd you find number 20?
I did program and quad,
Yeah?
and then I put 4 for A, negative 56 for B, and 520 for C.
Okay.
And I got plus or minus 7 plus or minus 9 on
4, negative 56,
it.
and 520. A. Okay?
But I forget how to do it without the program and quad.
Oh, opposite of B, plus or minus the square root of B squared minus 4AC all over 2A.
Do I have to memorize that? Or
If it comes out with decimals and you have exact values, then you have to go this route, yeah. You can figure it out. Okay? Number 21. Oh, what's the first step in solving this inequality? Who's up next? Oh, Marissa! Yeah, yeah, huh? Very good. That's what I always do. Woohoo! That way you rarely, if ever, have a negative in front of your x when you have to flip the sign. Uh-oh, got those funny answers. How do you write this with the funny answers over there, Marissa?
No. Oh. That was again. Well, it's gonna be. I mean,
It's going to be parentheses, so that's out, and that's out.
isn't it A, the answer?
no.
Why is it D? Because on this one, it wants all x's that are bigger than 18, so it's going to be open circle, it's not equal to, and an arrow to the right.
If it was a close circle, it would have
Right, closed circle would have been A.
been.
Okay, open circle, closed circle, arrows, negative infinity, positive infinity, and union signs. 22. Oh, Stephen done it. This is the Andy Bensel, 4 steps for success. Andy Bensel. He's here in spirit. 4 steps for success.
See, next year I need to come up with something for you to share with next year's class.
I agree. We'll come up with something.
Thought bubble.
Yeah.
But I
Maybe something with the calculator. Ooh, that'd be good.
Like always use it.
Yeah. First step, anything for the numerator equals 0? Nope. And that's open or closed. In this case, you don't have to worry about. 2, denominator. Any place where it equals 0? 5, open or closed circle. Open,
How do you know it's open?
because you can't divide by 5. That means it's out. Denominators are always open circles. Only numerators can be open or closed. Number 3, check for your intervals, positive and negative. So if I put a number like 6 in, is that going to be a positive or negative region? Negative on top always. Negative on the bottom, so it's going to be a positive region. If I put in 0, I have a negative divided by a positive, so that's going to be a negative region. And which region do I want for my answer?
Positive.
It says less than 0, so that means it's the negative region is what you want. Negative infinity to 5. Parentheses on both of them, C.
How did you do that?
I just picked test points and put them in the equation to see if they came out positive or negative. 4th step is write your solution.
So like, you just pick like 6 or something.
You can pick 6, you can pick 10, 100, anything to the left and to the right. Number 23. How do you solve this one? Is this rule 1 or is this rule 2? Let's see who's up. Oh, Larissa. Rule 1 or rule 2?
Well, I did 4 and
So you did rule 1. And it is rule 1. So you solve this by subtracting 1s on everything. What about that going big? Well, there's only one variable. You don't have to worry about moving it. It's fine. You just subtract and you're fine. 13x, negative 6. This looks like an odd one. Is this what you got, Larissa? So negative 6/13 would be an open circle, and 4/13 would be an open circle, and we want everything between them. So which, is it what letter? Oh, D? I don't see it up there. D! Woo-woo! Nicely done. Sure. Yep. Okay. I try to have the same number of homework checks as test points. Yeah, you 5. Right, 5 or 6. All right. Now, for number 24, back to Sherry. How do you do this one? Okay. Right? Close. I think you need to put the factors on it first. So you put x minus 4 and x plus 3. Now you can put numbers on the number line. Yep, a negative 3 and a 4. Because that's what makes this equal to 0 is 4, and negative 3 makes this equal to 0. Now you got to check your regions for positive and negative. So if you put in like a negative 10, yeah, and put your equation in y1 if you want. Or you can just look at it. If you put negative 10 into the first one, is that going to be a positive or negative number? And that's going to be a negative, so negative times a negative is going to be a positive region. In the middle, I picked 0. That'd be a negative times a positive, so that's going to be a negative region. And the last one, positive times a positive, so the whole region is going to be positive. All right? So, which regions do you want, the positive or the negative? Yeah, you look over here and you want the negative. So your answer is going to be...
I don't get how you get the negative times negative.
Because if I put in negative 10, that'd be negative 14 times a negative 7. But it's not a specific number, you just want the signs. Okay? So I work for a 10, a negative 11, negative 12, negative 13, negative 14. So it's C. Last one. If x is negative and y is positive, what's going to be your result when you multiply those together? Is it? Positive. Because a negative to the 8th power is going to be positive. And that number is already positive. Okay? Let me stop this.